Wishmaster is a 1997 film which dares to ask the question, what if genies, or jinn as they're referred to, were evil and they used their evil powers in modern day? So what effect would that have in a horror movie? That's generally the premise that we're dealing with here. Whether or not they went too much in depth with any actual mythological accuracy with the jinn, I can't really say. God forbid I Wikipedia it or anything like that. But that's kind of besides the point. I mean, really, what we have here, it's this evil jinn character, this monstrous looking fella that can also take on a human form, a more pleasant form. He's going around getting people to make wishes, and the wishes have terrible consequences, and not in like the way that something like the Twilight Zone would do, where it's like this horrible irony or something like that. No, this is just pure, gruesome, ghastly, horrible deaths that befall everybody. It is a gore fest. This is a very gory movie. It's produced by Wes Craven and directed by Robert Kurtzman, the K in K&B Effects, the effects legend. So of course, you kind of expect to have some really nifty effects work in this film, and it doesn't disappoint in that area. So we have this Jin collecting souls, and his goal is to kind of free his full potential of his power, but how he needs to do that is through the character played by Tammy Lauren, playing Alexander, who's a gemologist who first discovers this ancient gem from ancient Persian times, where the jinn once kind of reigned his evil, which we see in kind of a beginning segment. She unwittingly awakens this evil force, and it's up to the jinn to get her to make three wishes. So only when she makes three wishes can he be fully freed, I guess. So that's kind of what it is. And everyone else kind of along the way, he can grant one wish to, collect their souls, kind of increase his power along the way and stuff like that. And they all die in terrible, terrible, terrible ways. So that's generally it. And it's not too bad. Like I'd seen the movie plenty of times before. I think this was one of the movies that I did rent from the horror section, VHS. So all these times ago, always generally liked the movie, but I don't know, just over the years, each time I've watched it, I've kind of gained more and more appreciation for it. Like, I mean, for one thing, the effects are absolutely fantastic. Lots of good gore. I mean, if you're a gore hound, this movie is for you. There's lots of cool, disgusting stuff in the movie, and some fun special effects. I mean, this is '97, so there's a little bit of like digital effects and stuff like that, which aren't too impressive, don't hold up too well, but the actual practical makeup effects are exquisite. They're absolutely wonderful. And I mean, another thing has to be the cast. I mean, it's a really fantastic cast actually. Uh, Andrew Divoff plays the Jinn, both in the heavy makeup and in the human form. And there's really just kind of a who's who of horror actors. Like, just to give you an example, and I guess there will be spoilers in this review, but we have Robert Englund in the film, we have Tony Todd in the film, and we have Kane Hodder in the film. They all end up facing off against the Wishmaster, the Jinn, and he does ultimately kill them all in terrible, terrible ways. So here it is, Wishmaster, the evil character, goes up against Freddy, Candyman, and Jason, and he takes them all to task. That's pretty cool. There's also Ted Raimi in the movie, who like kind of shows up just at like the beginning, like for like 2 seconds, and he gets crushed by a crate. And Rico Ross from Aliens, playing a detective who makes a very unfortunate wish with terrible results and stuff like that. And it's just a really enjoyable movie. I think kind of, I don't know, when I've gone through all the major ones, like of course there's the top tier, the Freddys, the Jasons, Michael Myers, Chucky. You get to kind of, maybe a mid tier kind of thing, like, I don't know, like Leprechaun or whatever. And then there's a little bit of like a lower tier of kind of these horror characters. And I think Wishmaster would probably be kind of in the lower tier of at least like notable kind of movies. Not like it's just like completely obscure, but just the Wishmaster isn't like like a household thing, and not everybody knows what the Wishmaster is. I think when go through all those other movies just so many times, I think there is an appeal in watching something like this and truly enjoying just this pretty simple but real novel kind of premise where it's like, yeah, what if someone made a wish and then it had this incredibly revolting result to it. So I mean, there's value in that as a horror fan, of course. I actually hadn't seen any of the sequels. I'm hoping to change that this month and at least watch the second one, see what that's kind of like. I haven't heard too much good about them, but then again, I mean, this isn't always kind of cited as one of the great horror movies and one of the best horror movies. So maybe they'll be surprising, but we'll see with that. But as it stands, Wishmaster 1997 version, the Robert Kurtzman, Wes Craven produced horror gore fest is incredibly enjoyable. I'd say give it a revisit if you have not watched it in a while, and of course if you haven't, I'd say check it out. It's definitely worth checking out. So that's my review, Wishmaster. Thank you very much for watching. We're doing 31 days of horror on the channel. New horror movie reviews every day in October 2021. So stay tuned for more. Be sure to comment, rate, subscribe, all that good stuff. And until next time, stay scared.